Right then, in the short amount of time that we've seen Ruben Amorim take charge at Manchester United, there's been one player that has stood out head and shoulders above the others, and that has to be Amad Diallo. Amad shocked everyone with just how much he's exceeded expectations, and he's grown on his performances since last season. He's already on 3 goals and 5 assists, and he's played in 19 games. He hasn't played a whole lot of minutes in those games either. Those 5 assists have come in just 571 minutes. You're almost into an assist a game kind of territory here in a team that misses a hell of a lot of chances. Ten Hag's decision to keep him out of the team is looking worse and worse by the day. The fact that we saw Howson and Anthony played ahead of him feels inexplicable the more performances that we get to see out of him. And this is essentially his breakout rookie season still, because he still was literally a bit part player for United last season. He's becoming one of the first names on the team sheet, which is no small feat to do. And against Everton, he had a world-class game. I give him a 9.5 rating. It's the highest, since I've been doing the player ratings, it's the highest rate that I've given anyone. And it was because he was a threat at both ends. The work rate was insane. The technical ability is somehow matched by desire off the ball. He's a duel-winning monster. Now, he was the man of the match, and he gets 2 assists. He probably won us the game when he put the game to bed. He ran the show. He created the most chances in the game. He had the most tackles in the game. He was the most fouled player in the game. He won the most duels in the game, and he got 2 assists from wing-back. He's been experimented in this sort of right wing-back, right midfielder sort of role, and he's impressed every single time he showed up. 2 goals and 4 assists in those 4 starts. Last 4 starts, he's absolutely flying. He operates it far more like a right midfielder, really. It's that Quander kind of role that we've seen from Sporting. He passes, he presses, he creates, he holds the width exceptionally. There are 0 complaints with the way he performed against Everton. Like, is it literally nothing I can pull him up on where I go, well, actually, no. It was a fantastic performance. There's only praise for that performance. And the thing is, it's a repeatable performance because we've seen shades of that performance, elements of that performance in every single time that he's been featured. Even against Ipswich, there was duel-winning masterclass going on. We've seen him create, the crosses that he's been hitting in there. They're very sporting style crosses, obviously influenced from the manager. The pressing that we get from him, obviously it's inherent to who he is as a footballer, but it's perfect for Amorim's system. We identified the wing-back position as being the most obvious areas for improvement during the transfer window. And we all kind of identified the fact that the left side is going to be a massive drama for us as we move towards January, and can we identify. But as I thought Amad would feature in that sort of half-space 10 kind of role. But why would you move him out of the right wing-back role right now? Why would you look for anywhere else? If you're Ruben Amorim, unless you're thinking, I'm going to have to move Mazraoui there, and Mazraoui has to be in this team somewhere, somehow, unless you're thinking, I have to put Mazraoui in the team, and that's where he's going to be, and therefore I'll move Amad a little bit higher up. I just need to get all of these centre-halves fit, namely Lenny Euro. Why would you even think about bringing in? And actually, if the desire is to bring Mazraoui into the team, why would you be looking at a right-sided one? The left side obviously is the one that needs fixing. Delow's not quite hit the ground running to the same level. I think he's completely fixed that right wing back spot, in my opinion. When I look at Amad play, I see a lad that's tiny and wins a load of headers. Don't get that. I see a lad that's very, very small in stature, but has got this weird... Ugarte has the same thing. I don't know if you've noticed. This weird sort of explosivity when it comes to the timing of when to press. He looks like he's... Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Manny Pacquiao. And I know that's... let me finish, right? Manny Pacquiao would be out of range, but the acceleration for him to get into range is like, it's different to every other human being on the planet. And Ugarte actually has the same thing, weirdly. So United have got 2 players blessed with that in the squad, which could be a massive asset for us. He looks like he's not a threat to you when you're in possession. And then you look down at the ball and he's on you. And I find that like a fascinating skill set for him to possess. Like I said, Ugarte has the same thing where he's 10, 8 meters. Oh, he's on you. Like, Diallo has a similar sort of thing. And I haven't really touched on it in here because like decision making is such a subjective kind of thing. Did he make the right decision there? Well, what other decisions? Like you can't put a stat against good decisions and bad decisions. It's one that you have to watch the game with some experience behind you and go, yeah, that was the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do. Mazraoui and Amad have got decision making locked down. You give him the ball, he retains it. He moves it forward. He creates things. He doesn't have it, he goes and gets it. He's an absolute asset to the team. I mean, crying out for him all season. Said very early on in the season, I think Amad's our best winger at the moment. This is when we're playing the 4-2-3-1 under Ten Hag. Since we've moved into this sort of wing-back hybrid kind of role, it suits him very well because he's so effective in his duels. Like, he isn't a traditional fullback in the slightest. He's a winger, arguably even a number 10, right? But because he's such an asset when it comes to winning his individual 1v1 battles, whether that's pressing or even just regular straight up tackling, intercepting and blocking, defending, because he's such an asset when it comes to getting the ball back, and he's so effective with it, with good decision making. Like I said yesterday, right now there's 3 players that are in with a shout for Player of the Year. And it's Onana and Mazraoui, but it's also Amad Diallo. He's having an absolute unbelievable season. It's unbelievable. And long may it continue. And maybe we do go and achieve some stuff this season. And if we do, it will massively be because of Amad Diallo with and without the ball. Let me know your thoughts. Am I gassing him up here too much, or are we seeing the same level of quality in his performances? Because I feel like we've got a real gem on our hands here. Let me know in the comments. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.